Okay, so welcome everybody to the Fraternity and Sorority Life Ask Me Anything uh, webinar. I am Gabriel M. I am the president of our Multicultural Greek Council and a member of Sigma Lambda Beta International Fraternity Incorporated.
I'm Emma Vieira. I'm the Vice President of Communications for our Panhellenic Council, and I'm also a member of Kappa Kappa Gamma.
All right, so now we can get started. Okay, so here at the University of Iowa, what makes fraternities and sororities unique? It really comes down to four main uh, typical experiences that you see. Uh, Fraternity sorority life is a lifetime experience. Most of the people who join here at the University of Iowa will say that they will be members for life in their organization. On top of that, our fraternity and sorority life has an extensive network in terms of our alumni here at the University of Iowa and also connecting with other students and staff here at the university. From like nursing to business to engineering, you'll find someone with the same major as you in our fraternity and sorority life community, and you could probably look to them to find answers or any questions about school, life, or so on. On top of that, it's always a great place to find a group of people that share experiences with you, whether that be cultural background, whether that be your academic discipline, whether that be where you're coming from for school. A lot of people that join fraternity and sorority life here at the University of Iowa join for the shared experience. And lastly, we're going to talk. Lastly, one of the best benefits for the University of Iowa Fraternity and Sorority Life is our international and national organization support. Again, most of our organizations here have thousands or hundreds of chapters nationwide or internationally that again bolster your ability to network, bolster your ability to meet new people, find new people, and just look for opportunities everywhere you go.
So we have a very historic community here. That we founded Beta in 1866, which was 20 years after the founding of Iowa. We have created 23 chapters in over 100 years. We have 13 single letter organizations here. We have three NPHC chapters over 100 years old, two that are single letters, and then we have two alpha chapters in the Multicultural Greek Council.
So yeah, so just a little bit of statistics about our University of Iowa Fraternity and Sorority Life. We have over 3,800 members currently, and that number continues to increase each semester. 18% of our student body has either already engaged in fraternity and sorority life or is interested in fraternity and sorority life. We have 40 plus organizations within FSL consisting of about 20 fraternities and 20 sororities. And within that, they are organized within our four governing councils, which we will go over shortly.
So our first council is the Interfraternity Council. This is our typically housed fraternities. Their recruitment starts about 3 weeks after the start of school. They have 16 chapters here on campus. And yeah, their recruitment sign up closes on September 16th, and the recruitment will start on September 22nd.
Cool. Moving on, we are going to talk about our Multicultural Greek Council. This council consists of five-member chapters and represents our historically but not exclusive founded Greek letter organizations that represent Latinx, Asian, LGBTQ plus, and multiculturally founded organizations.
Gabe, can you take it away for a sec?
Yeah, for sure. Moving on, we also have our National Panhellenic Council. We currently have three active chapters in this council, and they represent our historically African American founded Greek letter organizations here on campus. That is part of what is referred to as the Divine Nine. I don't think I can click the slideshow, so we'll wait for Emma to get back. But I mean, to expand a little bit more on our National Panhellenic Council membership, our three currently active chapters are represented in this photo. We have Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, and Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Our next council is our Panhellenic Council. This is our traditionally housed sororities. So we have 13 chapters here on campus. This recruitment process also starts 3 weeks after the start of school. Our sign up for this closes on September 12th. So you still have a bit of time to register. But yeah, this is our typically housed sororities here on campus.
Okay, so a little bit about fraternity and sorority life growth that we've seen in the past couple of years. Since the end of the 2022 academic year to the end of the 2025 academic year, we've seen a community size increase by 900 students, and it has continuously been increasing on an exponential level in terms of our new member classes each year. On top of that, we also have four new chapters that are expected to return or charter on campus this 2026-2027 academic year, which include Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Sigma Nu Fraternity, which is an IFC, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, which is a part of National Panhellenic Council, and then Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, which is a part of the National Panhellenic Council as well.
Here at the University of Iowa, we use the 5 opportunities to highlight the many different areas in which students can achieve growth during their time in a chapter. These areas all encompass the aspects of fraternity and sorority life and can be found in everything from academic excellence to community service to finding a community of brothers, sisters, and siblings, and much, much more. The 5 opportunities are belong, serve, lead, thrive, and succeed.
Okay, so some benefits of fraternity and sorority life. I'm going to I guess, kind of read one of these quotes from a member of Panhellenic and then a member of National Panhellenic. So, our friend from Panhellenic said, joining an FSO organization was one of the easiest choices I've ever made. It gave me the opportunity to meet so many people and develop so many leadership skills that I never would have been able to do otherwise. Being in a leadership role in an FSO organization has allowed me to develop and grow not only as a leader, but as a person. And then our member of National Panhellenic Council said, I chose NPHC so the work that was done before me can be continued through me. I saw great men and women risk life and limb to prove they belong in spaces they were not welcome and triumph. For me, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is that entity. I can give back to those who gave to me, be a light in the dark world, and be academically excellent, all in one wonderful organization and council.
And then here we have some quotes from members of our Interfraternity Council and our Multicultural Greek Council that I can read here. So first is a quote from Lucas, who's part of our Interfraternity Council. He said, FSL has given me opportunities for mentorship, community service, personal growth, and some of my best friends. Walking into class and seeing someone in my organization makes a campus of 30,000 feel like home. I've built quality, lifelong relationships with members in my chapter and other organizations on campus through FSL. And then next is a quote from Amy, who is a member of our Multicultural Greek Council. She said, I chose to be part of my chapter's executive board because I knew it would provide me with the leadership skills I would need in my career and future. I have learned a lot about management, communication, and problem solving, which can translate into my future interests in human resources. I am also able to develop these skills through the support of my sisters and other e-board members.
Okay, so now we're going to go over some expectations from fraternity and sorority life and membership. Okay, so for financial obligations, chapter fees tend to be divvied up into three general categories that are international or national dues, local dues, and operational funds. So in for international and national dues, these are the payments that you are making to your national organization. These are payments that are going to your headquarters that ensure your chapter is functioning on a national level. Local dues tend to be for your own individual chapter expenses, whether that so local dues and operational funds tend to be like muddled into kind of the same category, but sometimes it's separated. But typically, these are the payments that you give to your individual chapter with on at the University of Iowa to cover the cost of operation for that academic year. On top of that, there's an expected university Greek fee that funds the events that we as an office host throughout the year. These events include our FSL Fun Fair, which is on August 27th, and many other awesome events. But for each of our governing councils, these costs are a little bit different. For IFC and PHC, it's $50 a semester, and for MGC and NPHC, it's $25 a semester.
The next expectation is fraternity and sorority housing. So one very common expectation is live in second year of membership. All Panhellenic chapters do require you to live in the house your second year of membership. And also with IFC, they also require that. You also may have to live in if you take on leadership for an additional year. There are 13 sorority chapter structures, so there's a lot of houses here on campus.
Okay, now we're going to go over next steps for FSL membership. So, if you want to join a fraternity or sorority, now what? So, this is kind of the time where through this seminar, you can kind of decide which council or councils you may be interested in. And if not, please feel free to check out our website, fsl.uiowa.edu/join. This is going to give you all of the information that you may need for recruitment registration, important dates for you guys to know, and just kind of general starting places if you are completely confused after this webinar still. Um, I would highly suggest taking the time to learn about the council or councils that you are interested in joining and how their joining processes are different. Typically, we see great similarities in our traditionally housed organizations, and then we see some similarities between our culturally based organizations, but every single council does their recruitment season differently. So I highly recommend looking into how that works on our website. Then it's important that you complete your orientation, do your research, and keep an open mind throughout this entire process. Some people come here with a certain organization dead set in mind, and then they end up in a different place. So be willing and able to just take the experience day by day.
So IFC does offer many first-year scholarships, and if you're interested in learning more about these, you can take a picture or a screenshot of this QR code right here to find out more.
Okay, so again, like we mentioned earlier, here are some important fall dates for you guys to know. August 27th, that is the FSL Fun Fair. That will be during the first week of classes in the evening. This event is really important just because it allows you to dip your toes into the water of what fraternity and sorority life at Iowa is like without having to commit to anything. So at this event, every single chapter that is active or would like to expand to this university will be tabling. So that's your best opportunity to pick and choose whatever questions you may want to ask to our organizations and get a candidate answer from those members that are a part of the community here. After that, we're going to have our September Fall Engagement Fair. That will be on September 2nd. Again, chapters will likely be tabling at this event as well. So if you missed the FSL Fun Fair, I highly recommend going to the Fall Engagement Fair as well. Next is our September 10th Cultural Greek 101 event. This is for our NPHC and MGC organizations, and this event is required if you would like to continue with recruitment for those organizations.
The fall 2026 recruitment intake dates are on this slide. So Interfraternity Council, they have a structured recruitment. The registration deadline is September 18th, and then their recruitment dates go from September 22nd to the 29th. They have a 365-day informal recruitment, which starts September 30th for anyone who doesn't want to go through their primary recruitment process. Multicultural Greek Council, like Gabe said, Cultural Greek 101 is on September 10th, which you must attend if you want to go through their intake process, and then that starts on September 14th. NPHC, you also have to go to Cultural Greek 101 on September 10th to join their process, and then that starts on August 24th. And then Panhellenic Council, they go through primary recruitment, and the registration deadline for that is September 18th. The recruitment dates are September 22nd through October 1st, and then continuous open bidding will start on October 11th.
Okay, so here's our fraternity and sorority scorecard. Essentially, what this is essentially, like it says in the title, it's like a report card on a chapter's uh, engagement here on campus or how they function. This will possess information like how many members they had this past semester, what their chapter's average GPA is, what their philanthropic values are, their scores for civic engagement, council involvement, education and learning in regards to our mandatory uh, violence protection education and alcohol and you educationals, which all fraternity and sorority life members have to engage in. But essentially, this information can be found on the website, and it has a very extensive breakdown of what a chapter is like here at the university.
This is another example of a scorecard. Scorecard. So on here you can find their membership size, their GPA, their educationals, any hazing violations, any awards that they have received, and their demographics. So this kind of breaks down Panhellenic chapter by chapter, and you can view our website for more information on that.
Okay, so now this is where we open up the floor for questions. Please feel free to ask away. Um, and like the slide says, yes, ask anything within reason. Okay, so one question here says, how much on average is it to join? Typically, these values vary based off of the council, whether you are interested in a traditionally housed organization or uh, our culturally based organizations. On the low end for our culturally based organizations, the average cost for a new member per semester is around $300 and can be up to $1,000. For Panhellenic and IFC, Emma, do you have like a general value for first year members?
I would say it can be anywhere from the range of 200 to 500 for first year members. It also varies whether or not you're living in the house or not.
And of course, for that question as well, I would highly recommend referring to our website because our website has a much more very in-depth breakdown per council of what it's like, whether you're living in, whether you're a first semester member, or if you're not living in. Um, Another question is, can you pay monthly? So every chapter has very good finance chairs, treasurers, and a lot of the time, most of our chapters offer either scholarships or payment plans that allow you to break up the costs throughout the semester or throughout the year so that finances isn't a reason why you can't be a part of our community. And I mean, if you, Emma, if you want to add anything else, but I would like to, like, I can say from personal experience, most of our chapters here are very understanding, very accommodating, and work with you mutually to ensure that uh, you're able to participate in everything.
Yeah. Also, most Panhellenic chapters, at least, we do pay monthly dues. So your dues are due once a month, and they're divvied up that way throughout the semester.
Okay, some more questions. Uh,
I can
what are the
I
basis to be accepted in a sorority?
It's a values-based recruitment process. So really what if your values match with their chapter values with the different girls that you're talking to, it's a mutual selection process. So you choose the chapter and the chapter will also choose you. So really going in with an open mind is the best way to go about it and being open to new experiences and talking to new people.
Okay. We have another question here that says, is this also the time to join a business fraternity like Alpha Kappa Psi? No, it is not. So the kind of the part that we encompass is our social organizations here on campus, and our academic or service-based fraternities and sororities are a part of our like more broader leadership and engagement office. So if you're interested in a business fraternity or pre-med fraternity or society, anything like that, I would recommend attending the September 2nd fall engagement fair, and that's where you would learn about our academic based fraternities and sororities.
So the next question is, I saw you need a 2-minute video. What is this about? So the first round of Panhellenic recruitment process is a video round. And that's where after you sign up for primary recruitment, you will get put into an icon course, which is going to explain everything that you need to know about the video round. So essentially, chapters are going to all watch your video. You're going to watch a video from every single chapter. And then after that, you guys will make your decision based on that. Once you sign up for primary recruitment, you will get a list of all of the questions and the guidelines for the video. You will submit that, and then that's how the chapters are able to watch that. I can answer the
That's,
next one too.
yeah.
So the next question is, does paying for living in a house replace having to pay for housing in the dorms? Do you have cooks, eating area in each house? So you would live in the dorms still your freshman year. When you live in the house, it would be your sophomore year. It essentially is sort of like a dorm, but with a little less, not structure, but you are living with people like you. If you're living in a Panhellenic chapter house, you'd be living with all the girls in your grade. But you do have cooks, you have places to eat in each house, and you also have areas like study rooms, dining rooms, shared bathrooms. So it is very similar to the dorms, which I think is really nice. But it doesn't replace having to pay for housing in the dorms. The next question is, how important are letters of recommendation? So this is a big thing for Panhellenic recruitment at many schools in the South and across the country, but here it's really not that important. You honestly don't really need letters of recommendation. If you would like to submit letters of recommendation, though, you can go to each chapter's individual websites and you can submit them there.
For the next question, I can say my chapter does not have a chapter structure, so I cannot speak for experience on this. But for Emma, the question was,
I can,
yeah, go
yeah.
ahead.
So I lived in the chapter structure sophomore year. The monthly dues were about 1,000, I would say. But that does cover your housing, all the food that you're eating there, and then also we had freshly stocked kitchen downstairs with things like snacks, things to prepare your own meals. So it does cover most of your living and eating expenses.
Okay, for this next question, I believe I'll be able to answer these. So out of the list that you provided, Tau Beta Pi, we do not have a chapter here at the university. Our only engineering-based Greek organization is Theta Tau, which is an engineering fraternity, but they are not a part of Fraternity and Sorority Life. Um, from Pi Kappa Phi to Phi Kappa Psi, those are all our social fraternities or sororities here on campus, and then Crew UI is our campus radio station. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question about those organizations.
The next question is, what's something that you wish you knew when you rushed? For me, I would just say that I was going to meet so many people. I don't think that I thought that I would meet so many girls just within the process before even joining my actual sorority. So it was honestly really nice to have familiar faces all over campus, even if we didn't end up in the same chapter or I didn't join their chapter.
I would say for me, it's just it's not as crazy as it all seems. I think that coming to a Big Ten campus, you expect something like super crazy, super intense. but I can assure you that it is not like that. It's very mellow. It's very well paced out this year. So don't be stressed out about it.
The next question is the video requirement is just for sororities, right? So, yeah, the video requirement is just for the Panhellenic Council. That's just how we do our first round of recruitment rather than going to every single house. So, no other council will need you to submit a video for it.
Next question. Do you need to sign up for recruitment online first and then go to the fair? No, you do not. So what's nice is that for whether you're interested in our culturally based organizations or whether you're interested in our traditionally housed organizations, recruitment does not start until mid September, and registration will not close until the second week of September for all four councils. So let's say you're 50-50 about fraternity and sorority life. You can go to the fair, and that can be your determining factor for whether or not you do sign up for recruitment or not. But you do not have to sign up in order to attend the FSL Fun Fair. In fact, we welcome everybody. We will be raffling off a bunch of prizes at that event. So even if you're not interested, I highly recommend showing up.
The next question is if I'm rushing as a transfer student and incoming sophomore for PHC, would I live in my house junior year? Um, Typically that would be what most chapters would like you to do. However, if the house is full of sophomores, you can tend to talk to your chapter advisor, talk to your president about living in an apartment or living somewhere else your junior year, and typically they are very accommodating.
All right. So the next question is, how do I join this organization? Is there a U of Iowa link? So in order to be a part of fraternity and sorority life, there are many different ways you can go about it. Uh, Essentially, what you just have to do is, I'd say the first best step is joining the fraternity and sorority life Instagram, or from there following whatever council you may be interested in, whether it be like Iowa PHC, Iowa IFC, Iowa MGC, or Iowa NPHC. There will be more information on their respective social medias or on the Fraternity and Sorority Life website that will get you one step closer to joining. There's no specific link that you have to fill out unless you are signing up for primary recruitment, which can be found on the Instagrams. Okay. Um, do you want to answer this next one?
I can answer it. The next
Okay.
question is, what are the mistakes students do that get them rejected? So, like I said, it is a mutual selection process just based off chapter values and your own personal values. So, there's not anything in specific that will get you rejected per se from the from Greek life or from the recruitment process, but it is a values-based process, and it kind of just matters whether or not you align with the chapter.
Yeah. So the next question is, how did you all manage studying, especially in the first year, while engaging in the recruitment activities? How much time does it take up? So, for the Multicultural and National Panhellenic Council organizations, I would say that recruitment typically they require you to attend like two of like say five of their recruitment events for the recruitment season, and typically that'll take up like 4 hours in terms of just attending recruitment events. But I would say the time management is relatively easy. At the end of the day, what the chapters value the most is like academic success and ensuring your academic success in your first year. I joined my fraternity as a first semester engineering student, and I thought that I was going to be dying when I took on the time commitment. But I would say that it was very manageable. It's like taking a one semester hour course. Uh, yeah, but they value your academics more than they value anything else. So, Emma, would you like to talk about your experience as well?
Yeah, I would also say, since our recruitment is typically on the weekends, it's very nice. So I wasn't worried about missing class or anything. But again, everybody's very accommodating, like Gabe said. They want your academics to come first, and they know that that is very important. But yeah, it's honestly not too bad of a time management thing, and it's honestly kind of nice to have a little break from class. I can answer the next one too. The question is, do most people get a bid or is a significant portion of people dropped? If you go through the primary recruitment process, there is a very likely chance that you will get a bid. Again, if you go all the way through, many people do have the opportunity to join a chapter. Yeah, we have a very small Greek life community here, but there's space for everybody.
Yes. For the next question, do we do anything special during orientation week for freshmen? No, not this year. Sometimes the FSL Fun Fest is during the on Iowa week before classes start, but this year the FSL Fun Fair is during the first week of classes. So you will maybe see fraternity and sorority life staff members tabling at on Iowa events during on Iowa check-in, but other than that, stay tuned for August 27th.
Next question is if your GPA is low, you are booted from the sorority. So, most Panhellenic chapters do have a GPA requirement that the members must meet every semester. But if you have a low GPA that semester, they're not going to automatically kick you out or have any repercussions against you. Many chapters do just want to help and they want to understand maybe what went wrong, where we can go better. And also many chapters do offer study hours and people of your major are oftentimes in your chapter. So there's a lot of opportunities for help and they want to help you. They don't aren't looking to kick you out automatically.
Okay. And then another question is, how many chapters can you apply for? So, um, in theory, you can, I think for Panhellenic, how many can you put in the last round of recruitment?
So the last round of recruitment, you're down to two houses and then you do pick one.
Okay. So and I believe it's very similar for IFC, traditionally
It's the
housed
same.
fraternities, where you have your top two at the end of recruitment and you'll pick one of those two. For MGC and NPHC, you are entitled to attend as many recruitment events for whatever chapter you are interested, but once you accept a bid from one of them, you are no longer allowed to join any other ones. So the typical rule of thumb here at Iowa is that you're allowed to be a part of one social fraternity, but you can be a part of as many academic or service-based fraternities as you want. That seems to be the last question, unless anyone has any more.
Okay. So the next question is each sorority has a house. So yes, currently every Panhellenic chapter has a chapter structure here on campus. We have some directly on campus and then some a few minutes of a walk off of campus. Okay.
Hmm. That seems like about it.
Oh,
But yes, thank you for joining us today. Please feel free to take a screenshot. Those are all the social media handles for our four councils, along with our fraternity and sorority life Instagram account, along with the FSL email as well. If you would like to reach out with any more questions that you think of after this webinar ends, please feel free to reach out and our staff will respond to you shortly. But yeah, thank you.
thank you guys.